Hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am really happy that you are here today. If you want to improve your English in a simple and enjoyable way, then you are in the right place. Today's story is called A New Beginning. This is not only an English story. It is also a life story. Listen carefully. Try to understand every sentence. Do not worry if you do not know every word. Just keep listening. Because every minute of this story will help you improve your English. And I promise you, the ending of this story will leave you with an important lesson that you will never forget. Learn English through story A New Beginning. The sun was just beginning to rise. The streets were still quiet. A cool wind moved through the trees. Birds were singing. It looked like a beautiful morning. But for one young man, it felt like another difficult day. His name was Alex. Alex was 22 years old. He lived in a small apartment with his mother. Life was not easy. His father had passed away many years ago. Since then, his mother worked very hard every day. She never complained. She always smiled. But Alex knew the truth. She was tired. Very tired. Every night, she came home with sore feet. Still, she cooked dinner. She asked Alex about his day. And before sleeping, she always said the same words. One day, your life will become better. Never stop believing. Alex smiled every time he heard those words. But inside, he was losing hope. Because he had one dream. He wanted a good job. Not only for himself, but for his mother. He wanted to see her smile without stress. He wanted to buy her a beautiful house. He wanted to make her proud. But there was one problem. A very big problem. He could not speak English. Maybe you think it is only a language. But for Alex, English was the key to every opportunity. Every good job he found asked for English. Every online interview was in English. Every international company wanted people who could speak English confidently. And every time Alex saw those job advertisements, he felt the same pain. I am not good enough. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever looked at your dream and thought, maybe I can't do it? If yes, you are not alone. Alex felt exactly the same. Every morning, Alex opened his old notebook. Inside, there were many English words. Beautiful. Important. Opportunity. Believe. He had written hundreds of words. But there was a problem. He remembered them today. And forgot them tomorrow. Every time he tried speaking English, his mind became empty. His heart started beating fast. His hands became cold. Fear took control. What if I say something wrong? What if people laugh at me? What if everyone thinks I am stupid? So, he stayed silent. Silence became his habit. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Nothing changed. He watched English videos. He downloaded English apps. He bought grammar books. He even promised himself, tomorrow I will study seriously. But tomorrow never came. Instead, hours disappeared on social media. Just 5 minutes. Became 1 hour. 1 hour. Became 3 hours. At night. He looked at the clock. I wasted another day. Slowly. He stopped believing in himself. One afternoon. Alex received an email. His heart started beating faster. It was from an international company. Months ago. He had applied for a customer support job. He had almost forgotten about it. With shaking hands, he opened the email. It said, "Congratulations. You have been selected for the final interview." Alex jumped from his chair. His eyes filled with excitement. This is my chance. He ran to his mother. "Mom. I got an interview." His mother smiled proudly. "I knew it. You can do this." For the first time in many months, Alex felt hope. Real hope. He imagined getting the job. Buying gifts for his mother. Paying all the bills. Starting a new life. Everything finally seemed possible. But then, he read the last line of the email. The interview will be conducted entirely in English. The smile disappeared from his face. His heart became heavy. His hands started shaking again. English. Again. The same wall. The same fear. The same problem. That night, Alex could not sleep. He looked at the ceiling for hours. What if I fail? What if this is my only chance? What if I disappoint my mother? His mind was full of questions. But there were no answers. The next morning, instead of studying, Alex walked alone in a nearby park. The park was peaceful. Children were playing. Old people were walking slowly. Some people were reading books. Others were feeding birds. Alex sat on a wooden bench. He looked at the ground. He felt lost. Suddenly, someone sat beside him. It was an old man. He had white hair, a gentle smile, and kind eyes. He was holding a small notebook. The old man looked at Alex and asked, "You look worried." Alex smiled politely. "It is nothing." The old man laughed softly. When people say, "It is nothing," it is usually something very big. Alex stayed quiet. For a few seconds, neither of them spoke. Then the old man asked, "Can I ask you one question?" Alex nodded. "What is your biggest dream?" Alex looked at the sky. After a long silence, he answered, "I want to speak English. I want a good job. I want to change my mother's life. But I don't think I can." The old man listened carefully. He did not interrupt. Finally, he smiled. "Who told you that?" Alex looked confused. "What do you mean?" The old man leaned forward. "Who told you that you cannot learn English?" Alex had no answer. Nobody had actually told him that. It was only a voice inside his own mind. The old man smiled again. Sometimes, the biggest enemy is not outside. It lives inside our head. Alex remained silent. Those words touched his heart. The old man slowly opened his notebook. Inside, there was only one sentence. Written in large letters. Every expert was once a beginner. Alex read it again. And again. Then he looked at the old man. But where do I begin? The old man closed the notebook. He smiled. And said something that Alex would never forget for the rest of his life. Tomorrow morning. Meet me here at 6 o'clock. I will show you a different way to learn English. Not with fear. But with stories. Alex looked at him in surprise. Who was this old man? Why did he want to help? And what was this strange method? Alex had no idea. But deep inside, for the first time in many months, he felt something new. Not fear. Not doubt. But hope. And that hope was the beginning of a completely new life. The first lesson. The next morning. The alarm rang at 5 a.m. Alex opened his eyes. For a moment, he wanted to sleep again. His bed was warm. Outside, the weather was cold. His mind whispered. Just 5 more minutes. But then, he remembered the old man's words. Meet me here at 6 o'clock. Alex quickly got out of bed. He washed his face. He wore a simple jacket. His mother was already awake. She looked surprised. You woke up very early today. Alex smiled. I think today is the first day of my new life. His mother smiled back. I hope so. She gave him a cup of warm tea. Good luck. Alex thanked her. Then he walked toward the park. His heart was beating fast. He did not know what would happen next. But something inside him felt different. For the first time in a long time, he was excited. When Alex reached the park, the old man was already there. He was sitting on the same bench, reading a small book. He looked up and smiled. You came. Alex nodded. I almost stayed in bed. The old man laughed. That is why most people never change. They choose comfort instead of growth. Alex sat beside him. The old man closed his book. My name is David. I am Alex. David shook his hand. Nice to meet you. Then he asked. Tell me honestly. Why do you want to learn English? Alex answered without thinking. I want a good job. David smiled. That is one reason. But I think there is another. Alex stayed quiet. David continued. You don't just want money. You want confidence. You want freedom. You want to believe in yourself. Alex looked at him. How did this stranger know exactly how he felt? David smiled. Our eyes tell stories. Even when our mouths stay silent. Alex lowered his head. Yes. You are right. David stood up. Good. Today, we are not going to study grammar. Alex looked surprised. No grammar? David laughed. No grammar. No difficult books. No long vocabulary lists. Alex became even more confused. Then how will I learn? David pointed toward the park. Walk with me. They started walking slowly. Birds were singing. The fresh air felt peaceful. David suddenly pointed at a tree. What is this? Alex smiled. A tree. Good. Now say, This is a tree. Alex repeated. This is a tree. Excellent. Now. The tree is tall. The tree is tall. Very good. The tree is green. The tree is green. David smiled. You see? You already know English. You only think you don't. Alex laughed. I never thought about it like that. David nodded. That is the problem. People always think about what they don't know. Successful learners think about what they already know. Alex became silent. Those words stayed in his mind. They continued walking. David pointed at the sky. What color is the sky? It is blue. What is the sun doing? It is shining. What are the birds doing? They are flying. David smiled proudly. Look at you. You are already speaking English. Alex laughed again. But these are very easy sentences. David stopped walking. There is no shame in easy sentences. A strong building always starts with one brick. Alex nodded slowly. For the first time. Simple English did not feel boring. It felt powerful. After a few minutes, they reached a small lake. The water was calm. David picked up a small stone. Then he threw it into the water. Small circles appeared. David asked, "What do you see?" Alex answered, "The stone made many circles." David smiled. Exactly. Your daily habits are like this stone. One small action creates many changes. Alex watched the water carefully. David continued. If you learn only 10 new sentences every day, how many will you know after 1 year? Alex started thinking. I don't know. David smiled. More than 3,000. Alex's eyes became wide. Really? Yes. Big success starts with small steps. Alex suddenly remembered something. But I always forget new words. David laughed. Because you learn words, not stories. Alex looked confused. What do you mean? David opened his notebook. Inside, there were only simple sentences. No difficult grammar. No long vocabulary lists. Only stories. Very short stories. David pointed to one page. It said, Tom has a dog. The dog's name is Max. Max loves to run. Every morning, Tom and Max go to the park. They play together. They are happy. David asked, how many new words did you learn? Alex smiled. Almost none. Exactly. But did you understand the story? Yes. Will you remember it tomorrow? I think so. David smiled. Our brain remembers stories better than lists. Alex finally understood. Maybe learning English did not have to be difficult after all. Suddenly, David asked, do you know why children learn languages so quickly? Alex shook his head. No. They are not afraid. They make mistakes every day. They laugh. They try again. They never say, my English is bad. Alex smiled. He remembered how afraid he always felt. David looked directly into his eyes. Fear is not your enemy. Giving up is. Those words touched Alex deeply. Hours passed quickly. Before leaving, David gave Alex a small notebook. "This is for you." Alex opened it. Every page was empty. "There is nothing inside." David smiled. "Exactly. It is waiting for your story." Alex looked confused. "What should I write?" David answered. "Every night. Write 5 simple English sentences about your day. It does not matter if they are perfect. It only matters that they are yours." Alex nodded. "I will do it." David smiled. "Good. Tomorrow. Bring the notebook." Alex started walking home. For the first time, he was not thinking about grammar. He was not thinking about difficult words. He was thinking in simple English. "I am walking. The weather is nice. I feel happy." They were very small sentences, but they felt like a huge victory. That evening, Alex opened the notebook. He wrote slowly. "Today I woke up early. I met David. We walked in the park. I learned new sentences. Today I feel hopeful." He read them again. They were not perfect, but they were real. His mother looked over his shoulder. She smiled. "I have never seen you smile while studying." Alex smiled back. Because today, studying did not feel like studying. It felt like living. His mother hugged him. "I am proud of you." Alex looked at the notebook. Only 5 sentences. But somehow, his confidence had already started to grow. He still had the interview. He still had many problems. He still could not speak English fluently. But now, he believed something was possible. Little did he know, the hardest test of his life was about to begin. The biggest test. The next morning, Alex woke up before the alarm. He looked at the clock. 5:10 a.m. A small smile appeared on his face. Just a few days ago, he hated waking up early. Now, he was excited. He quickly got ready. Before leaving, his mother asked, "Are you going to meet your new friend?" Alex smiled. "Yes." His mother looked at him carefully. "There is something different about you." Alex laughed. "What do you mean?" She smiled. "Your eyes. A few days ago, they were full of fear. Today, they are full of hope." Alex hugged his mother. "I will not give up anymore." Then he walked to the park. David was waiting. This time, he was holding 2 cups of tea. "Good morning, Alex." "Good morning, David." They sat on the bench. David handed him a cup. Then he asked, "Did you write your 5 sentences?" Alex quickly took out the notebook. "Yes." David read every sentence slowly. When he finished, he smiled. "Very good." Alex looked surprised. "But I think I made mistakes." David nodded. "Maybe. But today, your goal is not perfection. Your goal is progress." Alex repeated those words quietly. Progress, not perfection. He liked that sentence. He decided to remember it forever. David suddenly stood up. "Today, We are going somewhere. Where? You will see. They walked through the park. Crossed a small bridge. Passed a few shops. Finally, they stopped in front of a small bookstore. Alex looked confused. Why are we here? David smiled. Come inside. The bookstore was quiet. It smelled like old paper. There were books everywhere. Some were new. Some looked very old. A young woman was arranging books on a shelf. She smiled. Good morning, David. Good morning, Emma. David looked at Alex. This is Emma. She owns this bookstore. Emma smiled warmly. Nice to meet you. Alex smiled back. Nice to meet you too. David looked at Emma. Can you help us today? Emma nodded. Of course. She picked up a very small English storybook. It had colorful pictures. Only simple sentences. She handed it to Alex. Read the first page. Alex became nervous. What if I make mistakes? Emma smiled kindly. Then you will learn. Alex took a deep breath. He began reading slowly. Once, there was a little bird. Sometimes he stopped. Sometimes he pronounced a word incorrectly. Sometimes he had to read the same sentence twice. When he finished the page, he looked down. I'm sorry. Emma looked surprised. Sorry? For what? I made many mistakes. Emma smiled. No. You made progress. David nodded. Do you know why babies learn to walk? Alex shook his head. They fall. Again. And again. And again. But they never think. Walking is not for me. Alex smiled. He finally understood. Mistakes were not proof of failure. They were proof that he was learning. Emma gave Alex another challenge. Now. Close the book. Alex looked confused. Tell me the story in your own words. Alex thought for a moment. Then he spoke. There was a little bird. It wanted to fly. At first, it was afraid. But it tried. Emma smiled. Excellent. Alex laughed. But my English is very simple. David replied. So is every beginning. A few minutes later, David asked. Alex. Do you remember your interview? Alex's smile disappeared. Yes. It is in 3 days. His heart started beating faster again. David noticed it. Are you afraid? A little. David smiled. Good. Alex looked confused. Good? Yes. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage means moving forward. Even when you are afraid. Alex stayed silent. Those words gave him strength. Before leaving the bookstore, Emma gave Alex a gift. It was a small notebook. On the first page she wrote, 1 page every day. 1 conversation every day. 1 step every day. Never stop. Alex thanked her. I will never forget this. That afternoon, Alex went home. Instead of watching videos on his phone, he opened the storybook. He read one page. Then another. Then another. He spoke every sentence aloud. At first, his pronunciation was slow. But after some time, it became easier. His confidence slowly started growing. The next day, David had a new challenge. Today, you will speak English with a stranger. Alex's eyes became wide. What? I can't do that. David smiled. That is exactly why you must. Alex felt nervous. What if they laugh? What if I forget everything? David looked at him calmly. What if they smile? What if they help you? Why do you always imagine the worst? Alex had no answer. They entered a small cafe. A friendly waiter came to them. David whispered. You will order. Alex swallowed nervously. The waiter smiled. Good morning. Alex took a deep breath. Then he spoke slowly. Good morning. I would like 1 cup of tea. Please. The waiter smiled. Of course. Anything else? Alex looked at David. David nodded. Alex answered. No. Thank you. The waiter smiled again. Your English is good. Alex could not believe it. After the waiter left, Alex started laughing. I did it. David laughed too. Yes. You did. It was only 1 minute. But today, you defeated your fear. Alex realized something important. The conversation was simple. Very simple. But it was real. And real practice was much better than endless thinking. That evening, Alex received another email. His interview was confirmed. Tomorrow. 10 a.m. Suddenly, his confidence disappeared. His hands started shaking again. What if I fail? He looked at the notebook Emma had given him. He opened the first page. He read the words again. 1 step every day. Never stop. Then he remembered David's sentence. Progress. Not perfection. He closed his eyes. He took a deep breath. Maybe. He was still afraid. But this time, he was also ready. Tomorrow would decide everything. Would he get the job? Would he finally speak English with confidence? Or would fear win once again? Alex did not know the answer. But one thing was certain. The biggest day of his life had finally arrived. The next morning, Alex woke up before sunrise. He looked at the ceiling for a few seconds. Today was the day. His interview. His biggest opportunity. His biggest fear. He slowly got out of bed. He looked in the mirror. For a moment, the old voice returned. What if you fail? But then, another voice answered. I have prepared. I have improved. I will do my best. Alex smiled. For the first time, he was talking to himself with confidence. His mother was waiting in the kitchen. She had prepared breakfast. She looked at Alex. You look nervous. Alex laughed. A little. His mother held his hand. Listen carefully. If you get the job, I will be happy. If you don't get the job, I will still be happy. Alex looked surprised. Why? Because today, you are not the same boy you were 1 week ago. You are stronger. You believe in yourself. And no interview can take that away. Alex's eyes filled with tears. He hugged his mother tightly. Thank you, Mom. Before the interview, Alex went to the park one last time. David was sitting on the bench. As if he already knew Alex would come. Alex smiled. I am ready. David stood up. He looked into Alex's eyes. I will not wish you good luck. Alex laughed. Why not? Because luck did not bring you here. Your hard work did. David placed his hand on Alex's shoulder. Remember 3 things. Speak slowly. Smile. And never be afraid to say. Could you please repeat that? Alex nodded. I will remember. David smiled. Now go. Your new life is waiting. At exactly 10 a.m. Alex joined the online interview. His hands were cold. His heart was beating fast. The screen turned on. A friendly woman appeared. Good morning, Alex. Alex smiled. Good morning. My name is Sarah. Thank you for joining us today. Alex answered. Thank you for inviting me. His voice was shaking. But he kept speaking. Sarah asked. Please tell me about yourself. Just 1 week ago. Alex would have become silent. Today. He took a deep breath. My name is Alex. I enjoy learning new things. Recently, I started learning English every day. I like reading simple stories. And I want to grow with your company. His English was not perfect. Sometimes he paused. Sometimes he searched for a word. But he never stopped. He never gave up. The interview continued. Sarah smiled many times. She was listening carefully. Finally, she asked one last question. Why should we hire you? Alex thought for a moment. Then he answered from his heart. I may not know every English word. But I learn quickly. I work hard. I never give up. And every day, I become a little better than yesterday. For a few seconds, the room became silent. Then Sarah smiled. Thank you, Alex. We will contact you soon. The interview ended. Alex closed his laptop. He sat quietly. He did not know the result. But something strange happened. He smiled. Because this time, he was proud of himself. Winning was no longer about getting the job. Winning was about facing his fear. That evening, his phone rang. Unknown number. His heart started beating fast again. He answered. Hello? A familiar voice replied. Hello, Alex. This is Sarah. I have good news. Alex held his breath. We would like to offer you the job. For a moment, he could not speak. Really? Yes. Congratulations. We believe you have a great attitude. And we know your English will continue improving. Tears rolled down Alex's face. He whispered. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alex ran into the kitchen. Mom. I got the job. His mother dropped the spoon she was holding. What? I got it. She hugged him. Both of them cried. Not because life had become perfect, but because hope had returned. The next morning, Alex went to the park again. David was feeding birds. Alex smiled. I got the job. David smiled back. I knew you would. Alex looked surprised. You knew? David laughed. No. But I knew one thing. You had already become successful. Before the interview. Alex looked confused. What do you mean? David pointed to the notebook. Success is not getting everything you want. Success is becoming the person who never gives up. Alex looked at the notebook. It was almost full now. Every page contained simple English sentences, simple stories, simple dreams, and one incredible journey. Months passed. Alex became better at English. He spoke with customers every day. Sometimes he still made mistakes. But now, he smiled when they happened. Because mistakes no longer scared him. They helped him grow. One evening, Alex walked into the same bookstore. Emma smiled. You look different. Alex laughed. I am different. He bought another English storybook. Not because someone told him to, but because learning had become a habit. 1 year later, Alex returned to the same park. He sat on the same bench. A young boy walked toward him. The boy looked worried. He was holding an English grammar book. Alex smiled. You look worried. The boy sighed. I want to learn English. But I don't think I can. Alex smiled again. Those words sounded familiar. Very familiar. He opened his old notebook. On the first page, the same sentence was still there. Every expert was once a beginner. He showed it to the boy. Then he said, let me tell you a story. And just like that, a new beginning started again. Final message. My dear friend. Maybe you are just like Alex. Maybe you are afraid to speak English. Maybe you think your English is too weak. Maybe you compare yourself with others. Please don't. Remember this. Nobody speaks perfect English on the first day. Every fluent speaker was once a beginner. Every confident person was once afraid. The only difference is they never stopped learning. So from today, read 1 page. Learn 5 sentences. Speak for 5 minutes. Make mistakes. Smile. Try again tomorrow. Because small steps create big success. And who knows? 1 year from today, you may look back and realize that today was your new beginning. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more simple English stories. Until next time, keep learning, keep speaking, keep believing. See you in the next video.